Good morning, model citizens. I hope everything is going well. I hope I've got my tech stuff in order this morning. I hope my lips and my talking are matched up, but we'll see what happens today. If things are working, let me know in the chat just to get a little bit of feedback. Things are working. I'm a little tired today. I got a bunch of projects on the workbench. So we'll see what happens. But Heath, has everything working correctly? I hope so. I hope at least I've started off on the right foot. I pretty much guarantee that it's gonna go downhill pretty quickly, but you know, if things fall apart, maybe we'll get the Glue King up here and maybe he can help us piece things back together again with his hammer and glue technique. Heath never has everything right. Yeah, I'm trying. But how's everyone doing this morning? I hope everyone is well. Ben got you Junction. Carl's here. Chris is here, but I think I saw in the chat he can't stay for too long. He's got to help out in the house. Mr. Dwight Curley, welcome. We also have Kieran J94, Nick from Nick's Crossings. We have Norm from Norm Miller. We also have Robert Conquest checking in. We have two STS members showing up already. We have John from Schuylkill River Valley and Jason, the Train Freak. And Jason, I keep remembering or forgetting to ask you, did you see Nathan DeLay's video of the Train Freak? We also have Mr. Catnuts himself, Southern Yankee Railroad, and last but not least, Mr. Blame Heath, Steve Childers. Before we oh, jeez. Yeah, I am still just so frustrated about the problems with that Z-scale locomotive. I got a couple things I want to try today, basically to test the controller out. But I think I'm having multiple problems. I think I have a controller issue, and I think there's a locomotive issue. And I think just the combination of things is just kicking my butt. Oh, good. The Train Freak saw Nathan's video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go see Nathan DeLay's video. Check it out. Am I out of focus? I think I'm out of focus. I really need a camera that automatically focuses because... There we go. Close enough. Closer, I should say. Before I bring up some people, though, I do want to play a little video. If you've already seen it, I apologize. You'll sit through it again. But it's a minute-long video. The Amherst Model Railroad Show is this weekend. I'd love it if people can support them. They've got a lot of stuff scheduled. If you look at the schedule on the website, there's just a lot of stuff. So let's roll the reminder video, and we'll get back to things in a second.
Everybody, this is John Sacerdoti coming to you live from my basement in the home of the Berlin Bangor Main Railroad. I'm here just to remind you that this Saturday and Sunday, the 30th and 31st of January, is our first ever virtual railroad hobby show. 81 exhibitors, starting at 9 o'clock on Saturday, going to 5, and on Sunday, 10 to 5, the same hours of our regular in-person show. So we'd really love to see you there. Tune in, go to amherstrail.org, and the instructions will be right there on the page. Brought to you by virtualrailfan.com and a ton of sponsors. So we're looking forward to seeing you there, and have a great time until then, and see you on Saturday. Thank you.
Well, thanks for watching that. And, oh, someone's got their YouTube on. Who is it? Oh, looks like Lee's over there frantically looking. We got our first couple of victims are up here. We have the Glue King joining us from the loft, as well as Mr. Steve Childers in Retirement Railroad. Jason says, I bet it's Lee.
No, it's not me. I've only just unmuted my mic.
Well, we'll see. We'll figure it. Oh, look, Steve's actually running trains today.
I'm on the workbench working on stuff ready for Sunday.
You're already planning for Sunday. It's only Friday.
Yeah, but I made a big baby once on some of the builds. I've scrapped about 3 of them.
Well,
So
if you
I'm
look
up.
at the number of projects on my desk, you will know I completely understand because I've got many, many things that have gone wrong that are all in various states of unrepair, non-repair, non-finished.
It's like
I
I'm
don't know
made
how
up
to
with
say it.
them. They're the doors for me sheds. My doors are coming on well.
Oh, that's good. Little coffee stir and glue action.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
glue.
Yeah. I need to get a t-shirt done with it.
Yes, you need one that says more glue.
We're all doing our Blame Heat stuff. Oh, I forgot to get it too. Talk amongst yourselves. 2 seconds.
Discuss.
Steve, did you get my email?
I haven't looked. Wait, let me look. Was that
I
for
think-
Sunday?
Yeah, for Sunday, yeah. I haven't sent you the link. I'm going to send it the day before, if you want to come up.
Okay.
If people want Sidetracks, I know this isn't Sidetrack Sunday, but you know, Sidetrack Sunday merch, go to merch.sidetracksunday.com and you can see it. Nick, you can come up and show the layout. Yeah. They are in a state of something on my desk. That is for sure. I don't know that I'd consider it a good state or not, but I do have some new books that I just got though. I have some old ones and some new ones. This one I've had for a long time, but having a conversation about this book, I kind of feel like, we get all of our information these days from YouTube, and we're not we're not reading as much. And I know there's some good books that like Model Railroad Magazine puts out. So I've got that one. I've got this Applying Lessons from the Prototype, which I thought sounded really interesting. Basically, layout design information that you can learn from looking at prototypes. I've got this one that's Modeling Cities and Towns. I thought that one would be really cool. I do want to kind of... I thought this would be interesting. Just being in New York City, there is definitely some, New York Central Passenger train rolls down Washington Street in Syracuse, New York, and just some interesting things. And then this one's got realistic layouts. Use the art of illusion to model like a pro. So instead of just looking on YouTube, I thought I might actually read for a change.
Oh, this is going to end drastically wrong.
You're saying me reading is going to go drastically wrongly, or
No.
are you talking to yourself?
Talking to myself, I've got to split a coffee stirrer, but I'm trying to cut it without going to take the end of my finger off.
Where's your chop it?
It won't split them.
Oh.
It's okay for certain stuffs.
The Train Freak, I don't remember where I saw it then. Maybe it wasn't his video. Maybe it was on... his video I think it was on? I think it was on Sparky's Wednesday night live chat. I think he talked about it. So that might be a place to check. And I believe Nathan was one of the first people on Sparky's. So I think it's right near the beginning of the video.
Joey done over the cleaning.
Yeah, the one that Sparky did about cleaning your layout or keeping your layout clean. Were you? I haven't watched the whole thing yet.
I was on it. I ended up, I was watching it out of the loft, and then I decided to jump up in the loft instead.
Lee, do you ever clean your layout?
Yeah, it's actually tidy. My loft is tidy. I keep my layout. A tidy workspace is a good workspace.
Tidy is a relative term.
I agree.
Yeah.
So it's clean for that matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Your work area is the one you need to keep clean.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Which one?
So,
One gets dirty, I move to another.
yeah, exactly. That's not the way you're supposed to do it?
Actually, I have my car prep engine work, decoder area. I got my modeling area. I got my tool area. And then my workbench out in the garage is for all the power tools.
Yeah, see, all of those areas for me are the same area.
Yeah.
There only is one area.
And we're looking at it, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do a little bit today is the first thing I'm going to do is troubleshoot a little bit this controller. And what I got to troubleshoot the controller a little bit is got a 9-volt battery. I bought these. I'm gonna make myself a little bigger so that I can see what I'm doing. I got all these little like adapter things that go to different sort of things. So this little plug here actually is the same plug that goes into the train controller. So it'll allow me to test that the 9-volt battery is working with the locomotive and then plug it into the train controller and confirm that it's still working. So I'm going to try a couple things today. I don't know if what I said made any sense whatsoever, but it made sense to me. And
you're walking through a fault tree type situation.
I'm walking into a what situation?
It's called a fault tree. If this,
Oh.
then that. If not, a different route type situation.
Yep. Exactly.
Logical diagnosis.
I don't know how logical it's going to be, but it's going to be it's going to fall under my logic, which we can debate for hours how logical my logic is, but I think this is funny. I remember hearing this. Everyone with a messy desk says this.
Absolutely, Carl.
But you notice, smart people with clean desks don't say that.
I clean my work desk after every project.
Do you?
Yeah.
I have
Me
to
too.
because
I just haven't finished the railroad yet.
you just moved to the next. You just moved to the next workbench when yours is too dirty.
I've only got the one workbench what the camera's on, and the workbenches around me are where to store everything.
Have you seen my Rick Bailey train?
Your Rick Bailey train.
Uh-huh.
No. I just realized these clips. I don't know how they sent these clips, but I don't know how these clips are going to actually work with this thing. What's your Rick Bailey train?
You didn't see the train with the log car? Here, I'll show you. It's coming around.
Oh, is Rick doing a contest or something?
No.
Or a challenge or something? That people are calling it a
No.
Rick Bailey train?
No, look. It's right there. It's his relative.
Oh, it's a log tree? Log train? The poor guy. I don't think he's ever going to get away from that now.
Oh, that's his signature now.
We were trying to convince him to change his logo, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's not going
There's
to
my
happen.
wife
is it?
back there. Wave, honey.
Hi there.
Hi.
That's Cheryl.
I think that's the first time we've seen Cheryl on camera when she's not just accidentally on camera.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Can you see if the trains are going to make it around?
Normally, I ran trains for 2.5 hours this morning. Not a single issue. She walked into the room and within 10 seconds, boom, I had a derailment.
Oh, jeez. Of course.
You just blame us, Steve.
Yeah, you know, I had a hard. I couldn't even blame Heath because it was her.
Yeah, exactly.
I know how you feel.
A
Yeah,
clean desk
exactly.
means have to go look for the tools for a second time.
You should have a little box with all your little bits like that in.
Y'all have fun.
Anybody else wants to join? We got a couple spots. So today it's just, not as structured as Modeling Monday. It's a little bit of just hanging out and whatever, and
Just
seeing if
shooting
we
the
can
ball.
make something work.
Man, I'm working on something because of what I need. I want to. That's me all over though.
Yeah, I really just have just way too many half-started projects.
I know that feeling, but I'm concentrating on one project now, and that's it.
That's probably a good thing. I think
Yeah.
I've got a couple projects in the closet that I got to get back to. Well, got my Easy Streets project. I got this oil pump project. I've got the corner module project that I started with the plaster in the river that I got to get back to.
Mm.
I think
Well,
I'm getting there though. I'm at the point now where I can pretty much just sit down and hit record. So
yeah. Well, I put two videos out today.
2 today.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
One
did
one was
one
working on
was his channel update.
one was working on my gravestones, putting the stones round it, and the other one was to do with me project thing on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just tell them how.
So do you? Planning for Sunday, not. So you weren't actually doing the project. It was just a reminder video for Sunday.
No, not a reminder. More how we can get involved on it. Involved on being on the show. Basically, information for it.
Gotcha.
So, but I think I've got a good lineup. To be honest, if it goes as planned, you'll see.
All right. So the good news is, when I turn it on, the little LED light comes up, which means there's a decent amount of chance that I've got something working. Still haven't finished the oil pump. No, I'm kind of afraid of the oil pump. The parts are just so tiny. I admit it. I'm scared of the oil pump. I admit it.
The giant grasshopper.
As Nancy says, Engage is a lot brittler than Double O and HO.
It is. It definitely is. And I have a plan for doing the next step. I'm afraid that the plan won't work. and while I've got my Z-scale mess going on,
Hey, Derek.
I'm trying to get the Z-scale thing fixed too. So I didn't drop the oil pump. What I had done is I had slid the oil pump on my where we have our TV. And when I was pulling it back out from under the TV, I hit the... Oh, see, it just fell off again.
Heath broke it.
I did. I hit it and separated this piece off. And I'm not quite sure how to... Because it needs to be able to move, but it's like loose now. So I'm not sure... I don't know how to get it to stay. And I just dropped it again, and I don't know where it landed. Where'd it go?
I've got a better setup as well when I'm on my workbench. I can watch the comments on my mobile phone now.
Oh, that's good, Lee.
And it just saves me turning away and looking at the laptop, doesn't it?
Okay, well, now I've lost a piece of the oil pump while I was holding it up, and I didn't hear it hit the ground. I have no idea where it is. I don't know how it disappeared.
Right. Matches.
Ah, all the drama.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
all the
so
drama.
I'm getting out 2 clips so that I can go from this little. So what I'm oops. So what I'm building, Digger, is I am doing a little bit more testing with the Z scale stuff. And then after I get the Z scale stuff done, I'm gonna work on some of the Motorman stuff. And then after the Motorman stuff, if I can find the piece that I just lost, the oil pump, I was gonna work on that. But now that I lost the piece, that's gonna make it a lot more difficult to work on. I really have no idea where it could have. Like it flew up in the air and just. Well, that was a quick end to the show. I already lost something, so.
That was a quick end, wasn't it?
How's it going, everyone?
Hey Nick, what's happening?
Oh, between work and videos and stuff, pretty busy.
Hello, Nick.
Hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
Nick.
I just found it. It got caught in it in a different spot. So I don't know how I'm gonna get this to stay on there and still move, but that's gonna be one problem.
Nick, what
Anyway.
time are you on? Oh, has he muted his mic? Nick, what time are you on Sunday?
I'm on Mondays, but
No, you're not doing your Sundays no more.
no, I was just doing Mondays.
Mm.
Because I have a bunch of other people I watch.
Oh, it's not the one I was thinking of. Sorry, Nick. I
it's
was
okay.
thinking. I was thinking of the other. There's another Nick, and I was thinking of PJ, the other one.
Okay. I mean, if you want to join in Mondays, that's fine too.
It varies for me because I'm in the UK, so my times are weird.
You're what, 8 hours ahead or something? I forget.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
5, I think.
5.
but yeah, it's 5
So
hours.
I went to London, I think 2009, and they told us not to sleep on the plane, just try to get through it. And I fell asleep on the plane. It was rough.
Yeah,
It was a rough 10 days. It was awesome. I loved it over there.
The trip I took from London, we took off at 6 p.m. and landed at 6 a.m. But it
Oh,
was
wow.
only a 6-hour flight.
I wouldn't like to be in London now with what's going on with this showstopper. London is bad to be in.
No, I loved it, and I didn't realize all the railroading that you guys have over there. You guys are like the birthplace of steam. I
Oh,
didn't realize
yeah,
that.
we've got a lot of heritage lines.
Yeah. I'd love to check out like the Great Northern,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
Dutchman, Mallard. I'd love to check
Oh,
out
yeah. We've got a lot.
or the Fulton steam engine. I forgot they have I did a whole project on it for school, for a history course. And you guys have some awesome, interesting. You have like the horseless carriage steam engine.
Yeah,
It's awesome. Love to get
yeah,
over there.
yeah. I'll have to take a look at your channel, actually.
Yeah, I don't have any of that stuff on there yet because I don't want to get it wrong. It's
Yeah, you don't take your time getting it up there. I'm the same. I've just started my channel. It was only started as a vlog, and I
Oh,
thought
wow.
it's not going to take off. It's not going to take off. And New Year just gone. I hit this 300 subscriber level.
Awesome. Congrats.
No, I love it, but I do a lot of scratch building as I'm doing now. I'm actually making wooden sheds out of coffee stirrers.
Okay.
I'm HO in your eyes, double O in my eyes.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a Sam's Trains. Do you ever watch him? He's in the
Yeah, Sam's Trains in the UK. Yes.
He just got into it's like 2-rail, but it looks like it's not LGB or G scale.
Yeah.
They call it O gauge over there. Or I don't know if it's O gauge, but
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Okay.
2LO.
It's interesting because I don't really see a whole lot of that over here. Actually, the gentleman I bought, it's called Iron Horse Trains up here in Pennsylvania. The station here I bought it from
I've
him.
heard of Iron Horse trains.
They're yeah, they're awesome. I bought this station here from him. He only does 2 rail O, and he is featured in, I think, Model Railroad magazine. Him and his sons lay out.
He only personally does that, or that's all he sells as well?
That's all he does. Well, he's got a little bit of everything, but he sells everything. But he prefers modeling 2 rail.
Brillo. I don't know that I've seen much 2 rail O.
It looks good. It's just a different beast. That's all.
Yeah. So if anyone's wondering what I'm trying to do, is I'm using this N-scale locomotive because I know it works. And I'm attaching... Or myself talking. So I've got it attached. I'm now using the power supply for the controller, running out to the track power here. And then I just connected the meter to the other side so that I can try and meter the power. So what's interesting is now that it's got a locomotive on it, the voltage is ramping up and down. Which was interesting because when it didn't have a locomotive on it, it wasn't ramping up and down. So it looks like the controller is okay. Or at least from what I've got going on now, it looks like it's okay. I'm getting 10 volts out, which is what I want to be getting out.
To the motor?
So this ends here. Let's see if I switch this way, it might be a little better. Let's see. Yeah, so this N scale guy here is actually on now and running, and if you can see as I adjust the dial now, you can watch the voltage go up, the DC voltage go up. So when I was metering it without a load, it wasn't working, but now that I've got a load of a train on here, it is working. But it doesn't kick on until 10 volts, but from 10 to 12, yeah. It's not really kicking on, but it is definitely working.
The wheels don't start moving until 10 volts?
They didn't start moving till 10, but now I've dialed it down to 6 and they're still running.
In JMRI, there is a setting for startup.
This is DC. There's no decoder in this.
Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Did you check your amperage by any chance? I know it sounds. I'm not sure.
I don't have a amp clamp that'll test this low of amperage because it's only like 700 milliamps, and I just don't have a amp clamp. Oh, you know what? I could. I don't know. It says right into the meter it'll take 400 milliamp, but I don't know. But yeah, this is definitely a higher amperage locomotive than the Z-scale one.
What's the manufacturer of it, by any chance?
Of which? Of the controller?
Of the locomotive.
1980s. I think. I have no idea. I think it's probably a Bachmann.
Can I see the underside of it? Like where the yeah, that looks like a Bachmann.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Bachmann that came with a kit.
What's the road name on there? Is that Chessie?
Yeah, Chessie.
I got the same one sitting right behind me.
Yeah, I mean, this was when I was a kid. This is what I'm getting. So Steve, yes, modeling Monday is definitely going to be on Monday, but I'm still kind of doing the Friday mornings until I can't do them anymore because a lot of the people from the UK can hang out now because it's their evening, but it's too late for them on modeling Monday. So
Right.
yes, I will definitely eventually be going, 100% to Monday, but for now I'm kind of doing a little bit of
I, I
doing a
should be
little
able
bit of
to.
both.
My plan is trying to do your modelling Monday as well. Though I'm going to try and get. I'm going to if I spend time with her, I may be able to get in the loft if in the evening.
So here's something interesting. I'm going to make myself bigger for this so people can see. So if you notice, right now it says 12.34 volts. And I can turn this handle dial any bit I want, and it doesn't change. If I switch directions, it goes to negative and it goes to positive. So it's definitely running through the controller, but even now at 0, it says 12 volts. But
So
then
here's
when I
the.
put the locomotive on it,
Is this what you're running?
yep, that's it.
Yeah, this is Bachman.
7071.
Correct. Yep.
Yep, that's what it is. It's an old Bachman. Um, but now if you see the voltage goes down to 0, and I can turn it up and it works now that it's got a load on it. I think that's so interesting. So now I'm a little curious about what would happen if I. Now, I don't know that this locomotive isn't broken. And these are N scale rollers, not Z scale rollers. So I don't know if I can even get this thing to. Well, that's interesting. So the voltage, when I take it off. Oh, it's off. That's why it's off. Never mind. Never mind.
But is it a little Z scale? Is that DCC?
No, it's DC. There's no decoder in it.
That's not the one from the other night, then.
It is. Same one.
Okay.
The one you blow.
Well, that's what I'm trying to determine. So when I put this locomotive on the track and turn it on, it immediately goes right up to 10 volts. So it's like it's not pulling enough amperage. But when I put this guy on, let's not touch that to that just in case. But when I turn it on here, oh, now it's up at 10. Oh, there it goes. Now it went down. So I don't know if it's a locomotive issue or maybe it is still a controller issue. I really don't know.
I've
See,
never
like
heard it.
now it's staying at 10 volts with this guy, and it's not dropping. It's not dropping either.
You don't have another controller?
Not another Z scale controller. But why is it like it was just working with this N scale one and now it's not? So maybe it is an issue with the
Are
controller.
Z scale controllers different? I mean, they're not 12 volt.
They're supposed to. So see now it's fine. So maybe I just whatever wheels I was on weren't pickup wheels. Okay, so what I've been able to determine. Wow, he reminding me of Michael Faraday. Do I know who Michael Faraday is? Now I'm gonna have to go look that up. So my understanding is that a N-scale locomotive takes a 12 volt 1 amp DC controller, and a Z-scale locomotive takes a 10 volt 800 milliamp DC controller. Now, what's different about this controller is that it has something called constant lighting, which means that somehow it can power the lighting the lighting in your cars constantly, even though the voltage is adjusting up and down. So I really don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I'm guessing there's a locomotive issue in addition to. See, now it's just staying at 12 volts. It's not. It's not pulling enough energy out of it to sense that it's on there.
What do you want to it, Heath?
I really don't know. I really don't. And what's interesting is I tried to post somewhere where I thought like I'd be able to find a bunch of uh, Z-scale experts. I've yet to be able to find a Z-scale expert. So if anybody knows a Z-scale expert that like knows this controller in particular and knows what it should meter on the output, I'd really appreciate if someone sends them my way, because I
Hello,
don't.
Flying Crow.
Flying Crow do Z-scale?
No, I'm just saying hello to Flying Crow. I just
Okay,
seen him.
hello.
Yeah, just seen him in. Do you know if John added my scratch build thing to the?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Got it, but I haven't gotten enough yet. John's a busy man these days.
Yeah, no, I'll just keep promoting it myself, and everyone. If I promote it enough, it'll get out there, won't it?
Yeah, eventually. I mean, yeah, John does tax stuff, and it's tax season over here. So John's really, really busy these days.
Yeah.
Okay, so this should be fun.
I'm waiting for the smoke.
What I've got here, let's turn this off, this is an HO controller. So we're gonna hook up this HO scale controller, and I'm gonna see what this does differently, if anything differently.
It may do. It could.
All right, so that's funny because the way I hooked it up when I go forward, it's a negative. And my OCD is requiring me to switch it so that when I go forward, it's positive. Okay. So we can see on the meter when I go positive now, the voltage increases and goes up to 17 volts. So we definitely don't want to blow something up, but put this on here. This could have actually been the original controller that came with this chassis system locomotive back in the 80s.
Is it running on it?
It will be. I haven't turned it on yet, but yeah. So see now it fires right up. Now it's spinning. So now what I'm wondering is if I put this locomotive on here, what I'm gonna end up blowing up. I don't really even know if this is making enough contact to rollers to actually work. Nothing. Oh, I saw a spark.
Well, that's not necessarily a good thing.
It's not when you get a spark, you know it's not good.
All right, let's try this. Let's try a little voltages. So I got it at 7 volts. Let's touch some wheels. Move. Nothing. So the real question that I don't know the answer to is there are some, the motor contacts are up here on the top. I'm wondering if I can just touch these directly to the motor contacts with the motor out of the locomotive and see if the motor spins. I don't know if there's anything on this board that prevents me from So Digger is recommending that I clip the clips to my tongue and try that. I think I'm gonna pass.
I'd pass on that one as well.
Yeah, Anthony, it's definitely Z-scale. I think I'm feeding power to this, but it's just not doing anything. And I just don't. Oh, I hear myself again. Who's feeding back? Steve, was that you?
No.
Who, me?
No.
Yeah, was that you, Steve?
Should you?
Testing 1, 2. When I mute you, Steve, it stops.
It's coming from Steve, then, isn't it?
It's probably the trains. Let me mute the trains.
Yeah, you usually have that problem with me.
Oh, because with the trains running, what I think is happening is it's opening your mic up, so it's picking up the speakers.
Yeah, he has that problem when he's usually in my streams with it.
Yeah, I think the mic's probably on the auto setting. And,
yeah.
All right. So
Okay,
what I'm going to do
these are
is I'm going to take this locomotive apart again, and I'm going to touch the contacts directly to the motor outside of the locomotive and see if it'll spin. Do a circuit with the tester. Carl, I'm not sure what you're saying.
He's saying complete the circuit with your tester.
Yeah, and I have. I mean, if I clip this here, if I clip that here and turn it on, now I'm not getting any. Why aren't I getting any? No. Oh, it wasn't touching the rail. There. Now I'm getting DC voltage. So yeah, I mean, it works. It works connected up to the tester without the locomotive in line. On the train wheel and then the motor. Oh, you're saying continuity test between the train wheel and the motor?
Hey guys, I gotta run back to work, unfortunately.
Have fun.
I'll try. It's not that bad, but I have some reviews coming up, and then I'm also filming some abandoned stuff this weekend. Check that out. But thank you guys so much.
Awesome, man. I'll see you next time.
Alrighty, see you guys.
Hi,
Oh, that's
Jason.
interesting.
What is up?
Not too bad, mate. How's yourself?
pretty good. On
There
lunch
we go.
break, and hey, we got a train coming.
Ooh. Can't be bad. I'm busy trying to get sorted for this scratch build thing I'm starting on a Sunday. Because I
I
made
can barely.
major boo-boo. I tell you now, that I thought that competition, when I done that train free challenge, was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. So I can barely see a headlight in the distance, and then the signal that protects the block just lit up red. So
There's something on way.
it is on the way. It'll probably be here in about 5 minutes.
So this
Cool.
could be my problem. Is if I touched one of the wheels, both sides seem to be hot. So something is definitely shorted. Nope. See, now it's not doing it.
Is your axle not insulated?
Oh, I'm assuming it is. But what do I know? That's why I'm trying to find a Z-scale expert that like knows what is correct. But I can't find anybody that actually knows Z-scale enough to tell me like, if I continuity test from the wheel to where should I have continuity and where should I?
So I'm not an expert, but I know an expert.
You're not an expert, but what?
I know an expert.
Yeah.
HON and Z are all built exactly the same. There's the
Well, and
size.
that's what I thought, and that's why I kind of figured like I should be able to figure this out. I mean, it's a pretty simple DC circuit.
Yeah.
So I should be able to just, I should just be able to. But it's like weird, like it's like, okay, I got continuity there. I shouldn't have continuity here.
Did you pull off the whole truck?
No, I've not pulled off the truck yet. I just don't understand what's touching what. And I don't know why it's.
But it's kind of hard to tell with your hands in the way.
Well, it's Z-scale. It's kind of hard to do anything without my hands in the way. But it's like I'm not really sure what this is and what it does to know if like maybe I blew that up. Like, so if I just touch this, no continuity. If I just touch this, no continuity until it kind of. So it does get hot. I just don't know. I don't really know how to test it. I don't really know. So the one thing that I really am trying to figure out is when I take the loco apart, everything spins. The gears in here spin, the motor spins, everything spins. But the second I put it back together, I can't then spin the wheels again. And I'm wondering if that's correct or not.
Good evening.
Ollie,
How we doing?
what's going on, sir?
It's the first time I've joined a stream. Joined a stream yard. What do you call it? Multi-call.
Oh yeah, welcome.
So I thought I saw a link for join. I thought I'd come and check it out while I'm waiting for stuff to be done in here.
Welcome to the party. You're
Thanks
you're
Thanks for having
potentially
me.
about to watch me blow up the leads anymore, or blow up my Z-scale locomotive some more.
What you all working on?
I'm working on a scratch build in a shed out of Coffee Terrace.
Train Freak's working on his dinner.
Dad, I'm waiting on a train. Got a train coming.
I'm hungry myself. Did you bring enough for everybody?
Of course. I just don't know how to get it to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hardest bit, isn't it?
I think it'll be cold by the time it gets to me.
So that's why I'm getting fatter and fatter every day because I have to eat y'all's portion.
Yes. Of course you do.
Yeah, that's your excuse, Jason, and you're sticking to it.
So this makes me a little nervous.
Most things you do make me nervous. Look, when you're watching you doing it.
Well, it's just I'm not sure where I'm supposed to touch to the thing. That's what concerns me.
So
Yeah.
hey, when this train gets here, do you want me to mute it or you want full blown sound?
You can leave the sound on.
Because it's gonna get loud.
Yeah, you can leave the sound on. I'll mute you if I need to.
Okay.
I keep muting Steve when he gets too loud, and I don't think he's noticed this last time yet. I think he's been talking, and we haven't heard him say anything in a while. So
I'm gonna move.
That's awesome. That is
Alright.
awesome.
So I'm gonna set this DC controller here.
All right,
one.
I'm gonna go ahead and head outside because it's fixing to be here any minute. So
I think it's so funny when you guys say "fixin'."
well, you know, anything that has ing, we always just take the G off, and so it ends with in. All right, let me see. Camera.
Mike, what's going on? Oh, I can't hear you, Mike. See your lips moving? Can't hear you what you're saying. So, Ollie, who here don't you know? Or have you
Everyone,
kind
really.
of seen everybody
No,
around?
I've seen everyone around. Yeah. I'm so bad with names, to be fair. It's yeah,
You've
I'll
gotten
see it.
pretty far on that new layout of yours.
Yeah, I'm literally just mixing up some plaster Paris at the moment to pour the next section of the station in. So yeah, it's been pretty busy. I've started doing some 3D printing as well. We're trying to.
Hey! Guess what happened?
What's that?
So I took these two contacts. This is like one of those things that's really hard to show. I don't know how to.
Yeah, it looks quite small on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, he's booking it.
Make yourself big. Hey.
I will in 1 second. I'm gonna make Train Freak bigger first because it sounds like his train's coming.
Yeah, he's here. He's fixing to blow. I don't know if y'all can see the headlights or not.
Ollie just took his headphones off. He's like, "Yeah."
I've just done the same. Give me back, Jason.
Some hoppers. A lot of hoppers. Tank cars.
Yeah, I like some of your. I like the train spot when you do that. Better than ours. I'm a cut that one.
Mike says he gave up.
Yeah,
Randall wants to know which direction the train's heading in. And Digger, I didn't have them muted. It was unmuted on my end. So this is good news. Oh, we're still watching Jason.
I'll be
How
right
long
back.
is this train, Jason? Yeah, Mike, maybe just try restarting the computer. Sometimes that'll fix it. Oh, this is so funny. Steve 87th PSAP Jason is saying that you didn't follow at TSG Multimedia to know that the sun is supposed to be at your back. You should be on the other side of the tracks. And Randall, I think this answers for you. Digger says that the train is going from right to left.
That's a good one, that Digger.
I'm going to guess that Jason can't hear a word we're saying.
No, no, I.
Hicks, give me the ball. Give me the ball.
I don't think you can.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, you're back, are you, Ollie?
Yeah, just getting some water for this mix.
I tell you, now, come on, leaps and bounds. That layout, right?
Thank you very much.
Must admit
Trying my
that
best.
it's a lot. You've been waiting for that railway room and you finally got it.
Yeah.
It's a long time waiting on it. I will be becoming a member actually of your channel next month, all being well.
That's very kind of you, Lee. Very, very kind of you.
Okay, mate, that's what it's all about.
Well, if you do, you have to send me your address because I post out items to the members.
Yeah.
So,
I will do. I've got you on Facebook. Got the about page. I've got my email on it as well. But I keep sharing your streams out, actually.
it's very kind of you. I'll be back in a
Okay.
second. I'm just going to pour this mixture.
So when I take the contacts, so I'm set at about 8 volts on the meter right now. When I take the contacts and touch right here, probably can't see, but the wheels are spinning. I think. Or at least the motor's spinning, actually. I actually don't know if the wheel. Sounds like the wheels are spinning. If I
We
can
might
tell.
have another one coming here shortly. Signal is still showing red. So for whoever put in the comment about I'm supposed to have the sun behind me, unfortunately there's no parking on the other side of the tracks. So I can't help it. Sorry.
Okay, so the good news is, if I touch it to the motor, it works.
Who's doing all that scraping?
Ollie, Wallaby Road. Going right through his mic.
Yeah.
Not me, because Heath had me muted.
Yeah. Ollie. Yeah. He's had him muted. I have a habit of doing it to you, don't I, Steve? He's not saying that, and he's
It may be blame Heath, but I think it's mute Steve.
yeah, it's mute, Steve.
Well, Steve, you're over there making a ruckus.
My trains are making a ruckus. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question now is, does not seem... So for some reason, there's some disconnect between the wheels and the motor. I have no idea what or where it may be. But when I touch on the top,
Are the wheels spinning?
the wheels spin. The wheels are definitely spinning. So what I'm going to do now is let's unclip from here and let's try the Z-scale controller to the top. Now that we know it's working. So I feel like I have the troubleshooting knowledge that I should be able to figure this out. Is that you, Steve? Yeah, that's Steve. Steve, whenever the train comes past you, it opens your mic up. So I hear myself talking when the train comes by you. Because go into settings, Steve, and turn off automatic mic adjustment, and it should stop doing that, or automatic volume adjustment. Okay, so nothing.
Okay, let's try that then.
Okay.
Now, see, Heath, if you would have told that to Steve from the get-go, you wouldn't have to mute him so much.
He
Well,
likes to mute.
You know, I didn't know why he was making so much noise.
Yeah.
All right, so this controller does not seem to
You guys hear me all right?
doesn't seem to be working. So maybe the issue is the controller. Nope, hold on. Maybe the issue is me being an idiot.
So blame Heath.
So apparently, to get the controller to work, you actually have to plug the cord in. The controller does not work without any power.
And here, I'm fixing to imitate Rainbow Bell's little thing.
Yeah, exactly. Shane.
Hey, but I did do enough troubleshooting to figure out that I wasn't doing it right. Joe Rader wants to know what's for lunch.
Chili cheese sauce.
Digger wants to know if I've checked the flux capacitor yet.
That's a negative.
Anthony was about to ask if I had it plugged in, but of course he didn't. Anthony did not help me.
That's not you.
I have no idea what Digger's responding to here.
What's that?
So, how did you get the wheels to spin without it being plugged in?
So I've got this old DC controller from old N scale or HO scale or whatever, Bachmann starter set. And I used this and it worked. So now that I got it working with that, I'm now going back to the Z scale controller that I have, trying to see if the Z scale controller works.
You got a green light on now.
I do. There is a green light on now, and I'm going to guess when I do this, I'm going to see some voltage. So now, theoretically,
Green light means go.
Yeah.
Theoretically, when I touch this now,
that's what it means.
okay, so now it works. So why did it overheat previously?
Am I hearing that you just didn't have it plugged in?
No, no. This was on Monday night. It was plugged in and it got really hot. So.
He thought he put it this way. He thought he blew the motor.
My dad keeps saying that this old Bachmann was his. Do you want it back? Is that why you keep saying it was yours?
Who's got the echo?
Probably Steve again. Let's mute Steve and see if the echo goes away. The echo go away when you muted Steve?
Test.
There's no echo here.
Steve.
Well, this is interesting.
Steve.
So now it's not working. Oh, there we go. So, what I'm trying to understand that I do not understand now is I need to figure out what the electrical path is from the wheels to the top. No, it doesn't work. Now it works. I don't know what I'm gonna not do the testing with this controller because I don't trust it right now. I'm going to go back to this DC controller, and I'm going to see if I can find... See if I can try and figure out why the
I'll be back in a
power...
minute. I'm just jumping out the loft.
Don't jump.
No, I mean go down the ladder. You know what I mean. Back in a minute.
So I think there are these two metal tabs here, and the brass contacts for the trucks touch those metal pads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to touch these two metal pads and see if is it the first time I've used a train controller? No. Is it the first time I've ever had this Z-scale type controller? Yes. Anthony's getting a message from his submarine. My dad is saying when he used it, he used to plug it in. My dad's saying no, just that it's old. I already told everybody that it's from the 80s. I know that's when we bought it. Was when we bought this locomotive here came with that DC controller, and we got this sometime in the 80s. I think that may have been your anniversary gift thing at one point. Kieran's asking about the train inspector. Train inspector's okay. She's driving me a little crazy. She's got a ball in her mouth and she's staring at me right now.
Oh, she wants to go play.
She wants attention because I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. She thinks that if I'm talking, it must be, Anyway, so let's try. I am going to get... I don't know if this is like the right thing to do, but I've done this a couple times before where I take T-pins and I clip my contacts to the T-pins because the T-pins then allow me to make the metal connection like in a small spot. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to touch inside this wheel thing with these pins and get this locomotive working. I must say, I am very, very happy that the locomotive's not blown up, or at least from what I can tell.
Well, if it was blown up, it would cause some type of explosion.
No. Wouldn't explode. These little, like, this little grippy thing, when you grip it, it's so slippery, it just, like, slides right out.
So, at the hobby shop, we've got a throttle. It's one of the, it's like a dual DC throttle.
Yeah, the 2400s, the MRC
Yes.
2400.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. We've got the in-scale
You know
track.
how I know that, right?
You probably have one.
I've got a couple of them. Yeah.
So we've got the in-scale track hooked up to one of them, and then the Z-scale track is hooked up to the other.
Yeah.
And so that's what we use there.
So the reason I got this was, and you may have missed it when I talked about this earlier, is that my understanding is to be safe with the Z-scale, you should use a 10-volt, 800 milliamp controller, not a 12-volt, 1-amp controller. Because
I've never heard of it.
You don't want to, basically the MRC 2400s or whatever, you don't want to turn them all the way up.
That's true. We don't crank ours up.
Right. So the way you sort of solve the don't crank it all the way up and burn something up, then Lackawanna Railfan changed the logo. The way you don't burn something up is you get a Z-scale specific one. Famous last words, it won't explode.
Boom!
Okay, I put my trains away.
Steve, just get some headphones.
But I can't walk around.
Why can't you walk around? They make Bluetooth headphones, or they make long extension cords.
I do have Bluetooth headphones somewhere right here.
So somewhere like 2 inches away from me. The locomotive that's in my old logo has to be shipped off to Bachman. Yeah, that's always sad. Okay, so let's see. Let's test. So I'm getting 10 volts. Let's dial this back a little bit. Getting, okay, around 8 volts. So now when I touch to the top, it takes off like a bat out of hell. Now let's try touching to the bottom here. Nothing. So from here to the locomotive, it's not working. The question would be why. I think the answer is very likely because he took it apart and probably put it together wrong.
Very likely.
No.
Likely it's been put together by you, so what do you expect?
So my understanding, tab here,
Right.
sparks.
You just put framework into that.
It worked to that point. Okay, so it works to that point. Should work for along here. There. Oh. Oh.
He's found the problem.
It's not like the
Just
other one where the
curious.
shell has to make.
So no, so I saw this in the directions and I didn't quite understand it. I didn't understand what this little nubbin here is.
Hi, chaps. I'm
I
going to
just
jump off
realized-
for a minute, so I'll catch you in a bit.
Okay, see you later, Al.
Take care, Ollie.
So
See you
this
later,
little
guys.
nubbin can
Bye,
be
Al.
turned from one side to the other side, and the side it's on now it looks like has a U, and the other side looks like it has a D. I'm guessing if I switch this to D, now I'm guessing that that's a U and a D because it is so small that I couldn't begin to tell you.
So what does the U and the D signify?
I think the U signifies that it's taking the power from up here.
Upper, yes.
And I think the D signifies that it's taking it from below. Now, why
Down.
would you ship out a locomotive set up to use the catenaries?
Because that's the whole purpose.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have catenaries on their systems.
Well, a lot of people don't
That's
have
a good-
DD1s either.
Yeah, Dad Cooks, I got your email. All good. I understand that stuff can be, yeah, it's all good. Gotta go have fun. Let me know if you get it running. Yeah, I am so curious now that I just switched that thing. If I'm gonna touch something to the wheels, and it is either gonna work or not work.
Well, the other question I was
Well,
going to ask you
that's profound.
is, because Z-scale is so small, is it picking up the right rail on one of the trucks and the left rail
Yes.
on the other?
Yes, that is what it's doing. I don't know which. That is what it's doing. Oh, that's a bummer. Really hoping that was good.
Because on a couple of the sound cars that I did with some of my rolling stock, I had to set my wheels up that way, where I was getting left rail on the front truck or the A end and the right rail on the back end or the B end.
Well, if it makes it feel any better, neither of them are working. That it's not seem. I thought switching that was gonna like solve all my world problems.
It hasn't.
That's very disappointing.
Hello, Andy.
Okay, it still works. So let's go back to the directions. Because now that I know that let's at least figure out which direction that switch is supposed to be.
Wait, you read directions?
I actually took out the directions and tried to figure out what that thing was before, and I couldn't figure it out before. And by the wheel pick, that's what I'm trying to do, is touch the pickups with the, which is why I have the key pins in here, is I'm trying to actually touch the wheel pickups, not the wheels themselves. Mike, how we doing? We got it working? Mike, I don't hear you. Say something, Mike. Speak to us, Mike. Nope, I don't hear you, Mike. Sorry.
No, Mike.
Nothing happening. See, what's confusing me is in the directions, this is all it says as far as like good, not good. Like I don't know what these little marks refer to on here. They seem to refer to like pointing underneath the locomotive, but I don't. And there's a little thing here with an arrow under the locomotive. I feel like there's got to be somebody in the world out there that has this locomotive that can like tell me.
What brand is it?
It's a Marklin, ain't it?
Merklin.
Oh,
I've already checked with my resident Merklin expert.
Mr. Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Here we go. Hold on. Now I see. So this is showing. Okay, yeah. So now I have it set for overhead. So it should be. So the way it was is correct for wheels. Let's.
Is there
I
one
gotta say-
of those for each side?
Say that again?
Is there one for each side?
No, just the one.
Yeah, just one.
Hello, gentlemen.
Dave, what's
What's
happening?
up?
Hey, what's going, Dave?
I'm at lunch.
The big D, you changed.
Yeah, I changed it.
So I guess that. So I guess that comes. Okay,
Dave?
so then that goes to
Lovely.
where?
Oh, we got both Andys here.
Yeah.
Andy Ambrose wants to know, is this 2-rail or standard Marklin 3-rail?
Two rail. Oh, hey Andy. So this is 2-rail Z-scale DC. Can I say thank you to all my new subs? Thank you.
No, Somerset Andy, you can't say that.
Translate the pictures. So I think I now have it in the right orientation. What I'm trying to figure out now, though, is how do I get it from the wheel? How do I get the power from the wheel up to the? How does it go from the wheels up the motor now? Now that I know that it works.
Is there wipers or is it a split chassis or what's the deal?
That's the part I don't quite understand. So what happens is there are little metal brass brushes.
Those are wipers.
Let me get rid of this. They're little wipers that touch a metal plate here and that touch a metal plate on the front. The metal plate that's on both sides, it's the same, it's mirrored. So the wiper that touches this that metal comes up to here, and I believe this is touching that underneath. I can pull it off again and look.
So there's one shed.
My guess is one side or the other isn't touched.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well. But it did get very hot the one day.
That means you got a short somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a connector like a pickup wiper touching the back of the wheel. Yes. Yes, so the
Did it
wiper,
get hot enough?
So now it's going to be
Did it
two.
get hot enough to melt some solder?
It's going to be 2 floors.
Probably. It was warm.
Hey Heath, I'm gonna have to hop off. I got to get back to work.
Okay.
Take it easy.
So thanks for letting me hop on, and yeah, I was able to show you a train. All right, y'all take care.
Take
Bye,
care.
Jason.
All right, bye.
Bye, Jason.
So my understanding is that here and here, touch
Right.
here and here,
Shit.
and that's what brings the power up to the motor. So one thing we can do is we can set this on continuity.
And your motor runs when you go power direct to it, right?
Direct to the motor, it runs. Yep. So
Okay.
what I can do
That's a good-
though is if I touch, I guess the question that I'm having now is whether the top and the bottom are still connected. Let's see. Touch there.
Nothing's melted on that board, right?
So this is an interesting thing though. When hold on. Both of these are connected to the same thing. Both of the pickups that look like come off those wipers go to the same thing and are transferred up to the top. But not transferring. It doesn't transfer. Looks like the screw is what transfers the power?
Possible.
Because there's nothing connecting the top and the bottom. But the screw doesn't. The screw's actually isolated on the bottom.
Is the chassis isolated or is the chassis part of the circuit?
These pieces here are plastic. So they isolate it and it's just transferred through these wipers here.
Okay.
I'm like, is anybody actually still watching?
Yeah, I am.
So these little wipers here connect to up here on this. So that's the one side. But where then does the other side? Let's see. Yes. I don't understand how the power gets from the bottom to the top. That's what's really confusing me right now is that, you know what, actually, there's another document that has the exploded view, I think. Let's take a look at the exploded view, see if it'll give me a... Yeah, I don't think it's shorted out. What I think though is I don't know the electrical path is my problem. And I think that there might be I feel like there might be something missing, but what would be missing?
Amen to that, Andy. Andy says with his eyesight millimeters from the screen and still can't see properly. I think he'll stick
Yep.
with HO.
Yep.
Yep.
So here's the
I say
little
the same.
here's the little wipers down there, but I don't get what they. So why this is so frustrating to me is because I'm actually pretty good with electronics, and why I can't figure this out is kind of frustrating to me.
Digger says the power travels along a wire or flat piece of copper, etc. Heath, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, and that's what it's doing. It's coming up the wheels. It's coming up both wheels to these little tabs, right? But then these little tabs, which connect to this, are only for this one side. So what I'm trying to figure out is how does it get to this other side? The side with the little switch that can either the top or the bottom. I can't
What
figure
about the
out
inside of the shell?
the inside of the shell just has oh.
He's found something he missed.
I found something, but I don't think it's.
Is that board
Inside the
just
shell?
for-
Inside the shell, the brushes do touch the ends, which have the LEDs in them. So maybe the power does run through the LED to transfer from the bottom of the board to the top of the board, which would make sense. But I can jump that, so that's easy. That's easy. We can solve that easy.
Well, here you go. On my break's just about over with.
What, Dave?
I said my meal break is just about over with. I'm at work.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll have to get together, figure out time to get together. I still want to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally screwed up last night, and
Not a problem. I heard that StreamYards are having problems
yeah, there's always
yesterday anyway.
See, and that's what's. Oh, wait a second. Hold on.
See you Sunday, Lee.
See you Sunday, Dave.
That board
Gentlemen,
may
take
just
care.
be for the camping area and the lights.
I think that the one side is picked up from these wheels, and I think the other side might be picked up from this outside set of wheels. That could be what's happening. So I could need to touch this plate and this plate. So what I was doing was touching these two and touching these two. You guys probably can't see what I'm doing. I was touching basically the inside two wipers or the outside two wipers. I probably need to touch these two wipers or those two wipers. But I think this needs jumped first. And I think once that's jumped, I think then that is what gets the power from the bottom to the top. This. Still not. Yeah, oh, interesting. So I'm getting resistance through there, which means probably going So what could have happened is I could have blown this chip on this board because this chip is in line. So it may not work because this chip is blown.
And what's the chip for?
I have no idea. I can't find anybody that knows anything about Z-scale. But what I think, let's test this theory. So I think that this tab on top here is gonna go to some. Nope. That. Why doesn't that tab connect down to the bottom? There we go. Okay. That connects to there, which connects to here. Should connect. There we go.
Andy Ambrose posted a link to a Zscaler site.
When he says, "Have I looked here?" Mike, you're in a different location.
Yeah, I'm upstairs, not in the train room, rail room, dungeon.
Now we can hear you.
Now we
It
can.
should. It's a new computer.
Oh, there you go.
Well, used. But yeah, this is where I exist. This is my office, my upstairs sanctuary.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, how are ya?
Not too bad, mate. I'm just busy making a floor out of coffee stairs for the scratch build sheds I'm building.
So, it looks like Anthony may have sent me a link that may help. Big steam, little steam, oddball locomotives. Let's try oddball
I got a hunch that board and that chip probably has something to do with that constant lighting thing, whatever.
That's what I'm thinking too. That chip could just be for lighting.
Yeah, and the board itself is for the catenary, or the pentagraph, or whatever they're called. There's got to be a way, because I mean, DC motor, all you're doing is positive in, negative out, or vice versa. It doesn't need a board; it just needs the connection.
Just needs power, basically, doesn't it?
Yep.
That's why I like DC.
Let me keep going with what I'm doing because I'm finding at least some sort of path of power, and that's what I need to do right now.
Yeah.
Once you find
that goes to there, that goes to there. But now, where does this get? This goes to that wiper. But that wiper goes to what? That's what I can't find now. Oh, there we go. So it only goes to that one wheel, it looks like. This probably goes to only that wheel. Okay, so I found the one wheel now. So the question now is, how does the other pole get power? Because that's just the one pole. That's just this side. Now I need to figure out this other side. Which seems to be tabs here. Wait, let's see. Up goes to there. Which over to there. Oh no. Okay, hold on. I got it now. So this actually goes to this. There we go. Okay. So that goes to that. Okay, I'm getting somewhere. Oh,
I'm getting somewhere with mine as well. I'm I'm building one of the floors for the shed. I've got 2 sheds done other than no floors. These are the floors for them now.
So this goes to there to there. Okay, so that's getting the power from the downside, which means then downside is that one. So now I need this side to figure out where the pickup for this is, which this seems to go to these tabs. Weird though. Upper goes to the, when it's over there, it goes. So that's connecting this. That's connecting this to this. I don't know where the other pickup is.
That's the floor, one floor done.
Don't forget the inside of that shell may be making contact and completing a circuit.
But how's it getting from the wheel up to there? That's what I'm
I don't
trying
know.
to figure out. Maybe it's internal? So I think these. What does this go? That.
I asked that earlier, Andy. It's a plastic chassis.
Okay. Oh, wait. So these are 2 different pickups. So I don't. Let me get rid of this. So stop. Okay, so there's a wiper that hits this and a wiper that hits this, and they're not connected. This one on this side here is connected to this one. This one on this side here is connected to this one. So I know that this wiper here goes up to here. So what I need to figure out is this side here, which
No, Z, you
that
haven't missed anything,
goes.
Z.
What?
Z said she got busy at work and missed most of it. And I said, no, you haven't missed much.
I've literally gotten nowhere today, so
Join the club.
yeah.
I was doing good until Heath muted me because of my trains.
Put your headphones on. Well, that's interesting. Oh, can't tell. It's so hard sometimes to be touching something and be sure you're not touching something else.
Yep.
Digger says, Heath, that Meg says one rail will carry a positive charge, the opposite rail will carry a negative charge, and if you live near her, she would come over to help you.
I understand how DC works. That's not my issue. My issue is how it gets from the rail to the motor. Model Railroad, you have to see the Teespring store. Steve's always muted by Heath. Yes. Mike, John wants to know what you're up to today.
Well, after a rather depressing doctor's office visit, not a damn thing.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Hey, stuff happens in life, you deal with it. You
Yeah.
take the pills, you hope for the best.
Oh, yeah.
It's nothing majorly critical, just disappointing.
Gotcha.
You're still got to put up with me for a few more years.
A few more years?
Yeah, at least.
Okay, so what I have determined is that this pickup here goes to the pin that holds the truck on. So now I'm trying to figure out how I get from that pin to the board.
Walk. I had to get that one in me.
I figured it out.
You fingered it
Okay.
out.
So now I know how this train works. So that's a good sign. I need to put this back on. So for anyone that's wondering, one of these two wheels, I don't know which one, goes up through this plastic part to the top to this little tab. The other one goes from this little metal piece here, goes up in through the pin that holds the truck on, up into this screw here. So there's actually continuity between this plate here and this screw. So the power is then transferred up through that screw up into this board. So now that I know that, I can put the board back on. And I can meter that part of it and see and check that continuity. Wait, Summer said Andy got a new 4K camera?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Andy, what'd you get?
He's waiting for it to get delivered today. He did say to me a while ago, over the door today.
Carl said, I said that. I think we are all wondering, but not necessarily about the same thing, Heath. Andy, what are you wondering about? John says Eureka. Too many conversations going on. I'm getting confused. Hey, Steve, start paying attention to the chat for me. 'Cause I can't. I'm losing track of what's going on.
I was trying to make a logo of my the microphone with the mute thing, and then
Mute button,
superimpose
yeah.
it over mine. All right.
So
let me get back
none
to
of
watching.
this explains why the locomotive overheated, though. That's what still, I guess, bothers me. Is we still don't know. Still don't know that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if I get continuity up to.
Are you sure you weren't derailed creating a short? That would have heated it up.
I have no idea. I think it's still something with this controller. Okay, well, here we go. So now I've got continuity. Let's see. This wheel up to this side. No. Should be working. I thought I had you all figured out.
No, Andy, it runs when he puts pipe to the two poles of the motor. So it's something between the pickups and the motor.
Okay, so I've learned something.
There's a first.
Yeah, I'm getting there though. So the wheel on this side,
absolutely, Digger,
gives me continuity to the screw, sort of, mostly. But the wheel on this side does not give me continuity up to the top. So there is some issue.
I still think the path goes through that shell.
Well, what I'm trying to do now, what I need to do is figure out how do I touch this under here.
Steve 87 says the wheels on the train goes round and round.
I wish they were going round and round. That That would
Digger says, not in this case.
No, not on this case.
this goes to here. What I'm trying to see now is I'm trying to see if trying to figure out if it does need to go through the cell. That goes there. So now this wheel on this side.
Have you tried to backtrack the power from the motor poles?
That's what I'm basically doing now. Is because I know I have continuity from the motor to the tab underneath. I just don't seem to have. So yeah. So I've got continuity to here, but for some reason I don't have it to here, which is oh, interesting. So I've got it to there. Why do I have it to there? If I have it to here, I should have it to here. There we go. Sort of. So theoretically, touch here and here. Got shrink. Theoretically, touch here and here. Something somewhere. So this here, one side to there.
Keep in mind, for those lights to light up on the shell, you've got to have power going up and back into that.
Yep.
Into that shell.
Where it's working now, up to here. But going through this little thing is where it stops working. So it works on this side of it, but not on this side of it. So there is something with this little switch that's still not connected. So I need to figure out how the continuity or how the power gets from this side of the switch to this side of the switch. And I don't know that answer. So now it is working. Now I'm getting continuity.
So you're getting a little bit further.
Now it's not.
Okay, Digger, I gotta ask, what is lambing season? Is that when you shear the sheep or what?
I know what it is. It'll be where the sheep are going to be having lambs, baby lambs.
Okay, birthing. Okay.
He's on a farm, isn't he? Digger is. I know that.
Well, Digger, I gotta ask. My second question would be, why your wife is doing that? What are you doing?
I'm at the point now where I'm not giving up. Now that I've gotten this far,
it's a quest.
I don't let anything beat me. Heath, you start something, you've got to finish, see it through.
I just can't believe there's 30 people still actually on this stream.
No, I can't. I'm watching on my phone, and I've seen how many are still in here.
So the irony of all this is that I thought I was going to work on a couple different projects today and finish off a couple things, and I'm still just poking around with this this thing. But at least I know that I didn't blow it up, which makes me feel better.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
At least I'll be able to sleep now.
Yeah.
So it looks like to me that this is just supposed to be passing power through. So I guess what I'm trying to understand is I'm wondering if it's what I don't know is it something with this switch? Gotta be something. It's gotta be maybe just the switch isn't not seated all the way or something, or maybe it's like dirty in there, so it's not like seated. I'm trying at this point just to turn it back and forth a couple times to see if that maybe helps.
Jumper across.
That's what I've just been thinking then, Steve. Jumper.
The switch.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to.
And the switch is sending it the other, one or the other two.
Okay.
Or vice versa.
I've got a better connection now. So maybe that was what it was. It's just there's a little corrosion in there that just needed to be convinced.
How old is this?
It's 10 year. It's about 10 years old, but it's it's new old stock, so it's just been sitting in a box for 10 years.
You got any contact cleaner?
I actually do.
Might want to give a shot on it. Hopefully some can get into the contact. I bought a new old stock E-unit, and it was corroded. Looked like it'd gotten wet.
Yeah, I mean, like if this was stored in like the Northeast somewhere with a lot of humidity, or somewhere with a lot of humidity, that could definitely be affecting it.
Yeah, down here in Florida. Anywhere on the eastern seaboard, for that matter.
I've got a triangle train that I'm working on at the moment. Just give me a headache, and that's why I keep moving on to another project.
Well, I thought I
didn't know you were a fire digger. That explains a lot. Anthony agrees if it's sat for 15 years in a questionable environment, it's going to have contact issues.
Yeah, but
The other thing to do, Heath, is give the wheels a good cleaning. When once you figure this out.
Yeah.
And notice, I said once you do figure it out, I have faith that eventually you'll get it figured out.
No, I'm not, Pete. I'm just putting it there because I was working on the bench, but I've had enough of working on the bench. I've done what I need to do for today. I've had enough now. I'm just watching the chart for Heath.
Yeah, Anthony says it's 15 years old. He must have a Markland catalog or something.
Yeah, wouldn't put it past Anthony. He's got quite a few Markland catalogs.
So guess who's got the motor turning from touching the wheels?
All right.
So you,
but that's touching the wheels. But that's you're putting it through that board, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good thing. Just clean it up.
That's what it needs, a decent clean with contact cleaner.
Probably needs a little, put a little oil in it, but Mike said I cast rocks and didn't spill any this time. I am gonna have to close out this stream in a second. Now that I got this working, tune in for next week's stream where it actually runs around the track.
Yeah, that's the way we want it.
I'll get my Bluetooth paired up by then too.
Yeah, it's running much better now.
They are handy, those the Bluetooth.
7. Bye.
So the issue was the contact on the top of the board seemed like there was some corrosion and it wasn't seating very well. So now that I've switched that, or now that I've dealt with that, everything seems to be running just fine. Can you hear the dog in the background?
Yeah, I can hear it.
You know why?
What's the dog wanting to go out?
She wants to go out. It's about time for her to go out.
It's about time for him a walk.
Yeah. So the good news is I've got somewhere. The bad news is I've got to go let the dog out.
Yep. So thank you for having me up, Heath. Again.
Thanks for coming, Lee. If anybody
2 hours at Anthony's.
I'm stopping. Give me a second. The dog doesn't want to hear it. 2 hours to get a Z-scale locomotive to work, but you know.
Well, and then
so now I have to try it with this guy instead.
That's your next project.
That's the next project, is to get it working on this controller. But thank you all for being here. On our way out, I'm just gonna play the Amherst reminder video again for everybody, just because I'd love to see them get the support. Before I go, does anybody who is up on panel have any final words that they would like to?
Just to if I can remind.
I knew that the power came from separate rails. The problem was the path through the locomotive was the issue. It wasn't the basics of electronics that was the problem. It was the internal path that was my.
It wasn't
my
electrical theory. It wasn't electrical theory. It was electrical practicality. Or practice.
Correct. Yes, the theory is very simple. It was figuring out. I couldn't figure out that I was having a continuity issue with that little switch until I figured out where I could measure on the different sides of the switch to make it work.
We had a pool running, Heath. How long was it going to take before you got to percussive engineering?
Yeah. Lee's got enough of that covered for me. I think I'm
What's that?
I'm going to stay out of that. So
what's that? You've lost your mind.
Percussive engineering, Lee, using your hammer to fix problems.
The hammer's gone out the window last year.
Did you hit somebody in the head?
No, it went out the window. You did say, Heath, has anyone got anything to say? I just want to do a reminder over my Sunday stream.
Absolutely, go for it, Lee.
I've got a Sunday stream this Sunday, and it's to invite modelers onto my channel, and it's 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but 5 o'clock in the UK. And it's going to be on my channel. If you look it up, there is a reminder on my channel for it. So have an nose at it and may see you over on that. Thank you, and Tanfield Road out.
Thank you so much, Lee.
No
Steve,
problem.
any words of wisdom?
I'm proud of you. You got it figured out.
Yes, so am I proud of me. Got it figured out.
It's always entertaining to see you figure out an issue and how long it takes to get it done. How's that?
I appreciate that. I hope.
Hey,
yeah, I'm laughing at what Anthony said. Anthony, if folks want to see working Merklin, my stream is in 2 hours. So if you want to go see something running, go over to Anthony's stream.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve. Sorry, what did you want to say? The dog's starting to go nuts.
Jason says he figured I would say, Heath, please stop muting me.
Yeah.
You'll have to get your headphones sorted, Steve.
I'm going to work on that. I've got something else in mind too that I get work done too. So,
Mike, any final words?
Just thank you for making my day better.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You guys take care. We'll talk at you later. Thanks.
Awesome. I'm just going to run this video, and I will see everybody on Monday night at 6 o'clock. Well, I'll see people in Anthony's stream later, and then Vinny's stream after that, and then lots of other stuff. But
did you get my email, Heath?
I'll look in a second, probably.
Yesterday, I think I sent it.
Hey everybody, this is John Sacerdoti coming to you live from my basement in the home of the Berlin, Bangor, and Maine Railroad. I'm here just to remind you that this Saturday and Sunday, the 30th and 31st of January, is our first ever virtual railroad hobby show. 81 exhibitors, starting at 9 o'clock on Saturday, going to 5, and on Sunday, 10 to 5, the same hours of our regular in-person show. So we'd really love to see you there. Tune in, go to amherstrail.org, and the instructions will be right there on the page. Brought to you by virtualrailfan.com and a ton of sponsors. So we're looking forward to seeing you there, and have a great time until then, and see you on Saturday. Thank you.